Welcome back to Gentleman's Corner, guys. My name is David. Today we are doing another installment of Gentleman's Essentials. Today we're talking about dress shoes. So, obviously I have a number of pairs of shoes in front of me, and I'm going to kind of talk you through what each one of these are and what purposes they serve. So, first of all, I'm going to start from least to most, from least dressy to most dressy, so most casual to least casual. So to begin, we have this right here. This is a basic loafer. You may have had these as kids. We called them penny loafers because they had a little slot you could stick a penny in. So this was one of my first pairs of dress shoes. I still have it to this day. I've taken care of the leather, which is really nice. These are Florsheims, which is in a good price bracket, and I'll tell you a little bit about that later. So these are good to be worn with slacks. You can also wear them with a suit, although it's a slightly less formal way of wearing them. You can dress them up either with tassels or other kinds of attachments like that, decorations that will kind of dress them up a little bit, but it's still a less formal shoe to be worn with a suit. Now, in the middle here, we have what I affectionately refer to as brogues, and that comes from the Kingsman movies. So both of these shoes, it's the same shoe, just in two different color schemes. All of the decoration that you see on here is called broguing, and it is little circular cutouts off of top pieces of leather that are added onto the body of the shoe when it is crafted. Now these are two different brands, and again that plays into price brackets, and I'll get back to that in a second. These on the end, these are Oxfords. Specifically, these are cap-toe Oxfords, which in my opinion is what constitutes a classic Oxford shoe. So what is the difference between all of these? So like I said, these shoes are made to be worn with slacks. They are far more casual than a laced dress shoe. They can be worn with a suit, but it's going to be a much more informal look. Personally, I really don't wear these as much now that I have my laced dress shoes. Part of that is the environment that I work in is a little bit more formal. So, but I still do wear these occasionally if I'm going to lunch with a couple of buddies. I might slip these on really quickly, or if I'm just around the office, I'll slip them on because they're nice and easy. But if I know that I have a meeting coming up, I probably will wear a laced dress shoe. So the broguing on the dress shoe creates a more casual look, and the color combination that you use also creates a more formal or casual look. A black shoe is going to create a more formal look than a brown shoe. So let's take a blue suit, for instance. If I'm wearing a blue suit, if I really want to dress it up, I will wear black shoes. If I want to dress it down, I will wear blue shoes with it. And I don't know about all of you, I grew up with the adage that you should never wear brown shoes with a blue suit. And to some extent that is true in the sense that it appears more casual. And in my opinion, it really has nothing to do with color clashing. So these are two different types of broguing in the brown and the black. You can get these in like a fabric, like a canvas top. I personally really don't like that style. I feel the same way about that I do spats. I just think it looks goofy to do two-tone. But that's just me. That's just my opinion, obviously. And then these are the most formal dress shoe, in my opinion, apart from a patent leather dress shoe, which is like a tuxedo shoe. So obviously all of these have their own uses and benefits, which is great. Now let's talk about style versus price. So a lot of the time the talk that I hear with especially people my age that are trying to get into a more formal wardrobe is, gosh, it's just such a big investment. It's such a large expenditure. It's a lot of money, all of which is very true. It is a lot of money. but you really do get what you pay for. Now, to give you an example, these are Florsheims, and these are Aldo from the retailer Aldo. Both of these are in the $80 to $100 mark, and they wear great. I love them. They are two very good brands. Florsheim has been around for a long time. I think they're probably going on 100 years now. And really the products that Florsheim puts out are all going to be in that 80 to 120 mark price range. And they are a fantastic investment if this is something that you're just getting into. Now, on the other hand, you have something like these. These are Apartment 9, which is the house brand of Kohl's. I got these as a way to try and get into the laced dress shoe arena. And I didn't know what I was doing at the time. I didn't know what I was buying. So I bought the cheapest that I could find in the style that I was looking for, which was a laced dress shoe. Now, I'm not going to deny, these have been great shoes. These were in, I want to say it was the $30 to $40 mark. And they were great for the price that we paid. And so, you know, they've lasted me admirably as long as they have. But they're already starting to show signs of wear and tear. I don't know if you can see from the camera, but on the inside, the insole on the lining on the inside of this is completely deteriorating. It's a very cheap leather. It's not made to really last terribly long. Whereas the Aldo and the Florsheims, these will last you a good 10 to 15 years if you take care of them. And that again is the emphasis, is if you take care of them. Now on the other side of the spectrum, so we have cheap, moderate, and then expensive. These are Johnston & Murphy, which is a national retailer. Now these are expensive for a couple of different reasons. First of all, these are handmade. It is high quality premium leather, absolutely gorgeous leather. Now the sole on these is made out of wood instead of rubber. All three of these are rubber. Or excuse me. No, these are leather. Okay, so these two are leather, these two are rubber. The benefit of having a leather sole on a shoe is the fact that it can be changed out periodically. So the shoe itself might be in great shape, but you wear a hole in the center, like where the ball of your foot is, because you walk on them so much. If you have a leather sole, then you can replace it by taking it to a cobbler. So it extends the life of your shoe. Now I want to show you something, and I'm embarrassed by the fact that I even own these. But let me show you what you should not buy in a dress shoe. A lot of people, when they think of a laced dress shoe, they go back to their high school days and they think square toe. Now these are Bostonian, which is a good brand. Square toe, no go. And the only reason I say that is it looks clunky, it looks casual. These are not meant to be worn with suits. They're great with a pair of jeans, not with suits. And I speak from personal experience on this. They don't go, okay? If you're going to be wearing a suit, you need a pointed toe dress shoe. That is going to make you look the best. Even in your loafers, look for kind of a pointed toe. It's going to be a little bit more rounded on a loafer, but look for it. Now, one other thing that you need to have if you're going to be investing in shoes like this is a good, solid care kit. Okay, these are two different kits. One of them, I'm not sure which brand this is Crafted Imports. I don't know, I got this as a Christmas gift from my parents. The other is Kiwi, which is a brand that has been around for a long time. And I'll use the Kiwi one just to show you what I'm talking about. So a good leather care kit is going to have a few different items, all of which you need to know how to use. And it is important that you continue to use them periodically. This is going to extend the life of your shoes and it's going to make them look better. The first thing it's going to have is a couple of sponges. These are just red plastic handles with a sponge attached to it. It's going to have a couple of different kinds of shoe polish. This is what's going to make your shoes look nice and shiny and keep their color true. It is going to have a brush. And the brush is going to be used to not only set in, but also solidify the wax on your, or the shine on your shoe. And finally, you're going to have a buffing rag. And this is what's going to get you that high shine on them. This is something that every gentleman needs to learn how to use. You know, you see a lot of the time, if you're walking through the airport, you'll see a place where they offer to shine your shoes for you. Those are great, but they're not everywhere. 90% of the time, if you're going to shine your shoes, you're going to have to do it. So I highly recommend getting something like this. This Kiwi set was like $12 at like Payless, you know, something along those lines, or DSW if you want to go a little bit nicer. Most retail gentlemen's clothing stores, Joseph A. Bank, Men's Warehouse, Brooks Brothers, they're going to sell these kinds of kits in their shoe department. So I highly recommend that you invest in them. They are going to extend the life of your shoes, and if you're paying, I don't think I ever told you what these were. These are about in the $180 to $220 mark for a pair of shoes. So, but if you're going to be investing $100 to $200 in your shoes, I highly recommend that you get the tools that you need to make sure that you extend their life. Now, like I said, casual, less casual, most formal, apart from tuxedo. And again, I would say the Oxfords are probably my go-to shoe for 90% of the time that I am wearing a suit. Sometimes I will wear black brogues just to dress it down a little bit. It depends on where I'm going. If it's a less formal occasion, I may wear these. They're a little bit more comfortable sometimes. These do have a break-in period. You will have to break them in. It's like buying any leather shoe, you will have to break them in. So there you have it. There's just some kind of shoe ideas that I have for you based on my own experience and based on, you know, how I think a gentleman should dress in formal attire. If you have enjoyed this video or found it informative, I'd ask that you hit like. If you like any of the other videos on my channel, please hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to see more videos from my channel, hit that notification button. It looks like the little bell right next to the subscribe button, and it will ring anytime I upload a video. Other than that, my name is David. This has been Gentleman's Essentials on Gentleman's Corner. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and other than that, have a good one.